Hello and welcome back to Trails of Cold Steel. Last episode we got assigned our groups and we're off to the North Highlands, Gaius's homeland. And we played some Blade and we talked to them on the train, so we're gonna just get moving. $11.50. We must be stopping in Railway. So I can't remember exactly what it's called. Ministry of Railways wishes to thank all passengers for their patronage. The special express line is bound for Roweer. Our next stop is Roweer, terminus of this express line. Please ensure you have all of your belongings with you when disembarking the train. Here we are. It's my first visit to the Empire's industrial metropolis. Actually, it's my first time too. I passed you when I first came to the academy, but even then I could see why people associate it with industry. It feels like the whole city's one big mass of iron. Yeah, it really does have that vibe. What are those cone-shaped towers out in the distance anyway? Oh, those are the orbital generators for the industrial plants. There are tons of large factories in the city, so they need those to create all the orbital energy needed to power them. Wow, really? If I weren't seeing it for myself, I'd be hard-pressed to imagine a city like this. Lower station. Sorry if you heard my phone. I put it on the charger. Well, we finally made it as far as Rower. We need to transfer to a freight line to reach the North Highlands from here, right? Right. There'll be a freight train leaving from platform 4 that we need to board. Platform 4 is up the staircase and to the left, I think. Alright, let's not waste any time then. Oh wow, I'm a little surprised that they're letting us walk around. I can hardly believe I've made it all the way to Roar. I never imagined that he would be such a dogged pursuer. I wonder who she's talking about. Oh, what's this way? Oh, my apologies, but we're currently cleaning this area. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. Okay. Okay, no one really important. Come to think of it, it's already past noon. Perhaps we should purchase some lunches for the rest of our journey? Sounds like a plan. We still have another 4 hours to go. We're going to need to eat something between now and dinner. Seems highly unlikely a freight train would be equipped with vending machines or other such comforts either. We need to go through the ticket gate then. There's a shop in the main part of the station that sells pre-packed lunches.
Oh, there won't be any need for that.
Oh my goodness.
What?
No way.
Sharon? How did you get here before us? The power of my love for you allows me to do the impossible, my lady. And as you'll see, I've prepared packed lunches for all of you that far surpass this morning's offerings. I do hope you'll enjoy them.
Thanks.
We really appreciate you going to all the trouble to make these for us.
True. That said, I'm really curious how you got here before us.
It seems that the Rhineford family's maid enjoys a little amusement at the expense of her employer. I imagine you transferred to an airship in the capital?
Ah.
Of course. Why didn't I think of that? You can cut the time from Heimdall to Ruhr in half if you travel by airship, I think.
You got me. I took advantage of the opportunity to borrow the airship's kitchen so I could make your lunches as well. They're quite fresh, so take a moment to savor the taste.
Well, thank you.
We really do appreciate all you're doing for us.
Honestly, I knew you had to be up to something. You're not planning on coming all the way to the Nord Highlands with us now, are you? I'd love to, but unfortunately, I have some other business I must attend to. I may not be able to return to Trista for a while either. Other business?
Sharon will be assisting me with my work.
Oh, it's Elisa's mother. Oh, wow, she is fancy.
Mother?
Hello, Elisa. Ah, you all must be members of Class 7.
Irina Reinford, the CEO of the
I'm
Reinford
Elisa's
Corporation.
mother, Irina.
Irina.
Also the chairman of the Reinford Group. It's a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is ours. I'm Reen Schwarzer.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Emma Milstein.
Gaius Warzel. Glad to make your acquaintance.
Eustace Alvarea. A pleasure.
I'm glad you're all managing to get along with my obstinate daughter. I wish I could stay a while, but unfortunately I have work that can't wait. Come along, Sharon.
As you wish, Madam Chairman. What? Seriously? You show up like this and that's all you have to say? It's always work with you, isn't it?
Okay, Elisa's acting like a brat.
You probably didn't even notice I left home until I was already gone. Now it's just, hello, Elisa, and that's it? My lady.
I did get the impression her relationship with her mother wasn't all sunshine and gumdrops.
Seems there's a lot of friction between them.
You can live your life however you see fit. I have no intention of forcing the Reinford Group on you. Even if you decide to follow a certain someone's path and cast aside all sense of responsibility, it's your choice to make.
She must be talking about Elisa's father.
Besides, I still manage to keep myself informed of the general goings-on in your academic life in the monthly reports I receive from the Academy.
What?
She's one of the directors or chairmen.
I knew
Or on the
Sharon
board.
would relay back information about me. But reports from the Academy itself?
She's on the board.
Oh, you must not have known. In addition to my other responsibilities, I also sit on the Academy's board of directors.
Oh my, that means...
Just like Rufus.
It does appear that way. I'd certainly deem the chairman of the Reinford Group a canny choice as a member of the board.
The Reinford Group is heavily involved in the development of the Orbital staff, as well as your Arcus. I must say, I'm quite pleased with the reports I've received on your usage of both. I'm looking forward to seeing the results of this month's field study as well. Do give me some good reading, won't you?
Please excuse us, my lady. Take care during the rest of your journey.
Elisa,
You alright?
She crying? Damn it. Thought I finally had her out of my hair, but it looks like she was one step ahead of me this whole time. I take it you and your mother aren't on good terms then? Yeah, I think that much was abundantly clear. Things have been rocky between us for a long time now. Once I left home, that was the first step that led me to enrolling in the academy. But how was I supposed to know I'd gone and signed up for the school she sits on the board of directors of? How could I have been so stupid? Why didn't I conduct a more thorough investigation before I made my choice? I don't know what to say. You have our sympathies, I suppose. Is your mother being on the board of the directors really such a problem? Well, it's complicated. Usually, she seems like she's only interested in her work, but then she'll suddenly start meddling in my life. She says to just do what I want, but it always turns out that wherever I go, she's there ahead of me, just like today. I should have known something was up. The bank account my grandfather gave me to cover my academy's expenses hasn't taken a dip since my first day at doors. So your mother's been paying your bills the whole time? Does seem like a strong possibility, especially considering her presence on the board of directors. I can't see what you're grousing about. Most people would be grateful to have a parent display that much interest. What? At least your mother spared the time to come and greet us. At least she showed the slightest trace of interest in you and your classmates. Oh, yeah, Juice's father literally locked him, like put him on house arrest, arrested one of his classmates, and then showed no interest in him. Where his brother did much more. Juice's. Forget it. Are they not going to be able to link now? Excuse me. Well, we just entered a tunnel. First of many, now that we're going through the mountains. I see. Anyway, how about we dig into those lunches Sharon made for us? Sounds good to me. Seems like she went out of her way to prepare them. Alright. If these are subpar because she had to make do with the airship's kitchen, I won't let her hear the end of it. Huh. Well then, let's dig in. Wow, so you're going to the Highlands for an academy field study? Sounds like you budding soldiers do some pretty interesting things as part of your training these days. I suppose you could say that. Thor seems quite different from most other military academies in that regard, though. Still, feels pretty neat to see you all dressed up in your uniforms. They look pretty sharp on you. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Even at the academy, Gaius always stands out because of his height. Yeah, he towers over even the second years. Are all the people in your settlement of a similar height? Nah, I'd say my dad's the only one who really has height on me. My younger brother's fairly short, though I wouldn't doubt he has another growth spurt coming his way. I seem to remember you mentioning you have quite a few siblings. A younger brother and 2 younger sisters, to be exact. They're a little on the shy side, but I hope you'll get along with them. Can do. Still, if you look through the window, it really feels like we're getting close to the Highlands now. Indeed. Man, seeing you kids rushing off on some adventure kinda makes me jealous. Anyway, we're about halfway through the Isengard range now. We should reach Zender Gate in 2 hours or so take this time to relax. Thank you. We appreciate the info. Help him speed his way along. Did you meet him back in the spring when you were on your way to Trista? Yeah, made the same trip back then too. We had plenty of time to kill, so he taught me a lot about Erebonian culture. Sounds like a pretty nice guy. I'll bet that served as a pretty useful primer. It did. There are all the people I'm thankful to for helping me come this far. But most of all, I'm thankful to the winds and to the goddess. The winds and the goddess. Classic Gaius. He's a pretty religious guy, it seems. That looks like we ought to be coming out of the last tunnel any time now. I see. Elisa, Eustace, we're almost there. Huh? Oh? Definitely a lot different than the last 2 field studies. So this is... I can only just make it out in the distance, but it looks like that's it. So that's the North Highlands. I'll admit, it appears even more breathtaking than I was expecting. I'll be even happier to hear you say so once you've seen it up close. Zender Gate. Ah, you've arrived. Sorry about that jump cut. Had a bit of an issue with outside of the game. Anyway, sorry I missed that line Gaius said, but likewise, it's been months since I last saw you. Seems almost surreal to see you standing there in a military academy uniform. Though this is the first time I've seen the Thors ensemble in red. It's the color they use for my class, Class 7. Looks like he's pretty high up in the Imperial Army. Yeah, I'm betting he's Lieutenant General in charge of his Ender Gate. Seems quite close to Gaius. Imperial General with an eye patch? That seems familiar somehow. These must be your classmates. Indeed, these are about half of my classmates from Class 7. I'm Rean Schwarzer. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. Lisa Reinford, sir. I'm Emma Milstein, sir. Eustace Alberea. It's an honor. Seems like your classmates are as interesting a bunch as I'd heard. Lieutenant General Zex Vander. Sorry, one second, I need to check one last thing. Okay. I'm Zex Vander, Commanding Officer of the Imperial Army's 3rd Armored Division. Pleased to finally meet you. One-eyed Zex. So you're one of the guardians of the Arnor family. Oh, seems some of you already know of me. A guardian of the Arnor family? Ah, now I remember. The Vanders are a celebrated military family responsible for the protection of the Imperial family. And One-eyed Zex Vander is said to be one of the Imperial Army's finest generals. They say the Vander and the RC schools of swordmanship are the 2 most renowned styles in Erebonia. It's truly an honor to meet you, sir. I'm just a military man, hardly deserving of quite that level of praise. I'd love to hear about all of you and your excursion to the Highlands, but unfortunately, we don't have the time. Sorry, we're a little bumpy here, but anyway. You should set out as soon as possible if you want to reach the settlement by nightfall. I agree. Were you able to take care of all of the arrangements? I did, rest assured. What arrangements? We need to head out now if we want to reach Gaius' home by sundown, right? Right, which is why I asked the Lieutenant General to arrange some transportation for us. Alright, just follow me and I'll show you the way. Wow. Are we riding horses or are we in military vehicles? Oh no, they're just talking about that's beautiful. That is beautiful. So, it's definitely a Highlands, that's for sure. Valleys, plains, mountains. The Nord Highlands. It's simply breathtaking. I had no idea it landed so beautiful away at the far end of the railway. Honestly, I suppose words are woefully insufficient in the face of such majesty. Glad to hear you think so. Horses! Yes! Horses! They look pretty bad though, like quality wise. You can count the polygons on those. Horses? Are you saying we're to travel to the settlement on horseback? There's only 4 horses, and there are 5 of us. The Highlands are way too vast to cover in a reasonable length of time on foot. You'll be fine. You're a member of the riding club, and Rean and Elisa both have riding experience, right? Yeah, I think I can manage. I learned back at home, so I should be okay as long as we aren't making any trick jumps or anything. I'm afraid I've never ridden a horse before. Not a problem, you just hitch a ride on the back of someone else's horse. Lisa would probably be the best choice, considering the balance of weight. I can do that. Is that alright with you, Emma? Yes, although I do feel a little nervous. Let's mount up at once then. Okay, steady now. Steady. This is a fine horse. Are you doing okay back there, Emma? Yes, I'm fine, I think. Make sure to hold on tight when we start moving. This should be a fun trip. They're all top quality horses raised here in the Highlands. At a good clip, you should be able to reach the settlement in under an hour. Oh, and before I forget, I'm sure guys won't have much need of this, but the rest of you should take a map of the Highlands. A map? Wow, it's pretty big. Such a high level of detail. Looks as though the Army's surveying expertise is being put to good use. Indeed, I hope it'll prove useful during your field study. Okay, where are we? We're at the Zendar Gate. We're going to the nomadic settlement, which is in the center. Thank you very much, sir. Alright, that's about it for me. You should be heading out. May the blessing of the winds and the goddess be with you. Give my regards to the elder and Lakin. We will. Thank you for seeing us off, sir. If you'll excuse us then. Alright.
This is worlds apart from the bustle of the city.
It really is. I feel like I'm one with the wind.
Indeed, but if you didn't go too fast, that would be great.
I'm sure it will feel natural in time. No doubt the riding club would be fuming with envy if they could see us now.
I'll bet.
Anyway, my home settlement is due northeast of here. Hopefully we'll be able to reach it before sundown.
Right.
Let's move.
Oh, we get it righted. Horseback riding controls are largely the same as those for regular movement. Use the left stick to move and dash by pressing the R1 button.
Yeah.
Wow, we are speedy as fuck. Okay, let's go back to Zendar Gate. We got a list of quests here. Oh, never mind. Okay, I guess we'll have to do that tomorrow. Wow, this is a big amount of land, but it is very empty. Oh, nope, we don't go. Okay, I guess we have to go this way.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a creature for a second. Okay, we can't dismount.
You're as excited as a child.
I think I'm just caught up in the moment.
So, which way do we go? The plains are so vast that it's surprisingly easy to lose your sense of direction. True, maybe it'd help if I showed you a couple major landmarks to help you get your bearings. Over that way is Zendar Gate. That's where we set out from. That landmark over there is Triangular Rock. It's sort of the centerpiece of this part of the Highlands. It's so massive. That's what she said. The farther away we can see it from, the better of a landmark it'll be. Oh, what's that building over there, over to the left? That must be the Imperial Watchtower. I saw on the map. The Army Watchtower. Oh, it's a watchtower built by the Imperial Army in the southeastern part of the Highlands. Heard they built it to keep an eye on the Calvard Republic out to the east. So that's an Imperial Army Watchtower. I suppose it should come as no surprise that the Army would want a watchtower here. True. The Highlands border both Calvard and Erebonia, much like Crossbow. Yep, and finally... If you look toward these mountains, my home is out in that direction. Ah, gotcha. Let me take another look at the map. Yep. Okay, I think I have a better idea where everything is now. Seems like we ought to keep this map handy until we're more familiar with the Highlands, though. Come to think of it, what are those stone pillars over there? That's the stone circle. Oh, now that you point them out, I'm surprised I didn't notice them before. They seem man-made, or at the very least, not the sort of construct nature would leave lying about. These are quite a few similar objects and structures scattered across the Highlands. Most folks think they're what remains of the Neolithic civilization that existed here over 1,000 years ago. Wow, that's pretty far back. I suppose, in that way, they're not dissimilar from the animist ruins in Erebonia. Perhaps not. I'm not surprised you're curious about them, but we should save that discussion for later. Right now we need to reach the settlement before sundown. Right. Okay, let's ride. Oh, that's cool. I can switch. Let's switch to them. It's really cool that they changed the model, so if you have either of them, you have
The sun's almost down.
let's look at the map here.
We're almost at the settlement. Let's keep up the pace, guys.
Yeah!
Hi-ho Silver, I guess. The nomadic settlement. It's fairly small. And very spread out. Alright, but we're going to end the episode here. Next episode, we're going to explore the nomadic settlement and go from there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.